got an email, and somebody was highly pissed off at me based on my Brother Polight video, saying that we're making Brother Polight guilty. Just like they made R. Kelly guilty, just like they made this person and that person guilty. Let me tell you something real quick, okay? I was asking what was going to be the next excuse. What was going to be the next excuse? Like, first it was, oh, their resume, what they did for the community, how many hits this person had, how long they've been a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? What they did elsewhere. Here's the issue. This is the issue that I'm having. The issue that I'm having is that there is not enough people saying that there's a zero tolerance for touching kids. Salute. There's not people saying that there's a zero tolerance for messing with children. We making excuses. So now the excuse is that we want people to be guilty so bad that we're trying them before they have their day in court. Okay. I hear you. But this is one of them situations you got to use common sense. This is one of them situations you can't just explain away. You have to explain why allegedly you are in the predicament that you're in. You have to explain why you're with this little boy or this little girl, etc., etc., etc. And when you make your statement, right, when certain facts come out, we as people are going to look at you the way we're going to look at you. We as human beings, we as parents, we as role models, protectors and providers are going to make some type of common sense judgment. Now somebody said, well, what if the evidence pointed against them? Because you know you got bitter people out there and they lie. So what would you do then? So this is not necessarily about the Brother Polights, the R. Kellys, the Sinful, the P, the African Bambatas. We've done a great job. Salute to the content creators that's been covering this situation. That's been letting people know, hey, look, there is a zero tolerance for this type of behavior. Whether you're a man or woman, no matter what your celebrity status, no matter what your political affiliation is or background or your credit score or how many people you know, there's a zero tolerance. Salute to all the content creators that's definitely holding people to a standard, right? And promoting a level of accountability. Salute. But this ain't for that. This ain't the conversation for that. This is for the conversation since I guess no one's having this conversation. What about if somebody lies and say somebody did something to them, that they're really not a victim? What are we gonna do then? Good question. I don't know why somebody would think that if we hold people responsible and accountable, because that's what it is, holding people responsible and accountable. Why is it that if you think that we're going to hold somebody responsible and accountable for touching children, we wouldn't hold people responsible for lying on other people? That's a serious accusation. Let's be honest. Good evening, good evening. Let's be honest. There are some people out there who violate our trust. There are some people out there who pull our heartstrings and promote them being victims, themselves being victims, because they understand that there is power in victimhood. Let me explain. The last time that you've encountered someone that said that they were a victim of something, how many of you all asked, well, let me get the details. Let me find out if this is true or not. And this is what happens when people see that, let's say they want attention, right? And they know for a fact that if they say, I was a victim of this person or that person, that we, because we care, we're not gonna ask them the details. So whatever attention they get, products and service they get, that's a come up for them. So I guess the person that emailed me is saying, well, won't we wait till the trial is over and stop trying to condemn R. Kelly? Stop trying to condemn Brother Polite. Stop trying to condemn anybody that's been has allegations against them. And I said, well, here's my thought process. As a grown man or a grown woman, you shouldn't be putting yourself in those type of positions anyway. That someone has to question your character when it comes to children. If you want people to stop being judgmental, well, stop doing things that's going to make people judge you in an incorrect fashion. I don't feel sorry for those men. I don't sit up at nights praying, hoping to God that, oh, they make it through this. No, they put themselves in that position. So they need to get out that position. Again, more excuses. Again, more excuses. When children are looking at this commentary and they're looking at how you respond to other children being touched, how you respond to the victimizer, it's not your responsibility to save the victimizer. It's not your responsibility to save the person that has the allegations against them. That's the court's responsibility. That's the prosecutor, that's the lawyers, that's everybody else that's involved. That's not your responsibility as a citizen. Your responsibility is to make sure that your kids is good. Your responsibility is to make sure that the victim gets justice. It's not just entertainment, it's real life. Because see, here's the thing, when you have people that's been affected, that's been a victim, hell, they don't even have to be a molestation, it could be a victim of anything. They realize how important it is to get justice. And the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna be honest with you, is too many communities where justice is just swept up under the rug. It could be the uncle, it could be the aunt, a friend of the family, a neighbor, a sibling, hell, it could be the mother or the father. Justice gets swept up under the rug. A lot of you guys know about that. A lot of you guys has been the victims of that type of situation. And I'm telling you right now is the time to promote a zero tolerance. But again, if the person is lying, let's say Uncle Pete touched me, Aunt Sally touched me, and they're lying. Well, here's my thought process. Here's my thought process, because I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. They should be prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. Off with their head. If you got the audacity to lie and say that you were a victim of somebody, that someone violated you, that someone assaulted you, and it comes out to be false, and you should be prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. It's that simple. It's still a zero tolerance. So when someone asks me, well, what if they're lying? Well, they should be prosecuted. It's that simple. I'm telling you right now, when you get tired, when you get sick and tired of stuff, you know you're sick and tired of something when you're tired of talking about it, right? You're tired of listening to people make an excuse for why a child got molested. Make an excuse for why this man gave a woman some type of pill so that way he can take advantage of her. Why this woman touched these little boys. When you get tired of that, you just cut it off and say there's a zero tolerance for this type of behavior. And then you start to say, you know what, let's hold these adults responsible and accountable. Ain't that what we said about Sha'Carri Richardson? Let's hold her responsible. Let's hold them responsible. No one's above correction. No one's above justice. I see a lot of people going at Sonetta. I see a lot of people just, having these conversations. To me, they're frivolous. Some doing it, for laughs and giggles and whatever case may be. But I'm telling you right now, to me, the more serious conversation is if you violate someone in that manner, sexual assault, take advantage of, then you deserve to be brought to justice. And again, I don't care what your resume is. A lot of people are banking what type of justice should be served based on your resume. So R. Kelly should what? Go get counseling? But if it was your Uncle Mike that touched somebody, oh man, he should be thrown in jail, locked away, never get out. But R. Kelly he should be set free. That's what I'm kind of scratching my head. Like, of course, other things are coming out. I don't know what's going on in the music industry. I don't know what's going on with these these men that have this infatuation for children. I have no idea. I seen something, I think it was Sweet Tea, shout out to her, Sweet Tea to television or TV, salute to her. She was talking about Puff Daddy and Usher going to stay with him, I think as a 10 or 11 or 12 year old, where his mom willingly let her son go stay with Sean P. Diddy Combs. Well, that's a fact, actually. And then while he was there, they attended orgies. Now, I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to think about this. You send your son to a celebrity's home so that way he can be groomed or she can be groomed, and they violate your child. They say in order to break into this business, this is what you got to do to be successful, and forever alter your child. How many people are willing to risk fame and fortune at the expense of your child's serenity? At the expense of them being violated. Because see, here's the thing, I notice that there's a lot of parents who are willing to subjugate their children to X, Y, and Z so that way they can be put in the winner's circle. Because the parents never had the talent. Let me talk to somebody. Let me go ahead and piss somebody off real quick. The parents never had the talent. You see those parents that's always pushing their kids? Oh yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta play this sport. You gotta be an actor, you gotta go do this, you gotta do that. But they never had the ambition to go do it. They never had the energy. They're all fat and out of shape, nasty looking, but they're always pushing their kids to go do something, to be greater, to be better. No example. So I can see Usher mom saying, yeah, go stay with P. Diddy. Yep, because when you get famous, you can take care of me. You can put me in the winner's circle. You can put me around the stars. Why does all these young men and women that go and get involved with this whole celebrity situation all have these tales of being molested or touched or violated or doing something that was inappropriate at their age? How many of y'all got kids right now that want to break into the music industry? I was watching the interview with Soulja Boy. Well, it actually wasn't an interview, right? It just was him talking about something. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, this guy don't even look healthy. Like, when the last time you ate a full course meal? And people are smoking weed like that. Weed is like air. People blowing trees like it's like air, and you can just look at them like, man, you are so. Can you run a mile? Can you do 25 push-ups? Can you do 25 sit-ups? I mean, you just look so unhealthy. Got all the money and opportunity in the world. And see, here's the issue. The issue is that these people influence your children. They influence your children. I don't know, it's scary, y'all. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary because you don't know what's going on. You think that you have a prolific black leader that's coming into the community, trying to uplift the community, trying to empower the community and talk to the young men and women, and the next thing you know, allegedly your daughter is in a hotel room with a grown man trying to force his penis in her mouth. And then you got people trying to say, oh well, I'm standing by my brother. You standing by him to do what? You don't think he owes an explanation? This is the problem. People, especially with these activists, right? People that are very vocal. You were vocal all the other times when you was calling everybody out. You was vocal about the white man. You was vocal about your hatred for the system, right? You was vocal about getting donations and how much money you have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the minute something happens that involves allegations, now you're not vocal. Now the people don't deserve a response, an answer. Y'all don't think that's odd? But you're still going live. You're still showing that you're partying, you're flashing money. Y'all don't think that's odd? Now who can really promote guilt and innocence? You know, I think everybody deserves their fair day in court. I think everybody deserves to present the facts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm noticing what is being said and what is being done. And I'm just scratching my head, because would these excuses be made if it was you or your child? Would these excuses be made? What about what they did for the community? What about all the hit songs R. Kelly had? Your accomplishments have nothing to do with what you've done as with children. I don't care about your accomplishments. So throwing up your resume in my face ain't doing nothing for me. But now I got a question. Would these same people allow their child to be with these people? How many people right now would trust their children around Brother Polight alone? We gonna get deep now. How many people would trust their children around Brother Polight? How many people would trust their children with Hassan Campbell? Just saying. African Bambaataa. Hell, how many people right now, R. Kelly, let's say they for some reason there was a glitch in the prosecution. They gotta let him go. How many people say, you know what? I'm gonna send my child to go meet R. Kelly in a hotel room. Hell, I'm gonna go send my child to go meet R. Kelly. It is amazing how much energy I'm seeing in regards to saying that people that are tested, there's a difference between being a fan, you know, appreciating a person's music, you know, what joy it's brought to you. Maybe it's brought you through a situation, inspired you to do something. Hey, it might have helped you make love, who knows, you know? I'm sure, hell, me too. Shit, I had R. Kelly on a couple of them playlists. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, you remind me of my Jeep a couple times. Yeah. But you gotta separate the man from the music. The character of the man is more important than what the man had accomplished during his lifetime. There's too many young girls. Too many young girls. You gotta think about it. R. Kelly, man, you can have, I mean, I would think you could have your pick of the litter. Why would a young girl be on the menu? That to me it don't make no sense to me. But for some reason we have people trying to justify his actions. Bro, you don't, no, you can't. Let's say one of my friends gets caught up in the same situation, right? You know what I won't be doing? Trying to justify his actions with how good of a person he is outside of that situation. Because if you were really a good person, you wouldn't have never put yourself in that situation. Because that's a situation as a grown man or a grown woman you can control. You can control that. But for some reason we make these excuses, and I don't know if we're making an excuse because we're blind. Because celebrities blind us. Some of y'all been living vicariously through these celebrities. Uh-oh. Give me a second, I'll pick it up. Some of y'all been living vicariously through these celebrities for a long time. And now you got to a point where you feel like you the one being attacked. You feel like you the one that's on trial. Let me see if I can pick this thing up. You like run. Some of y'all been really living vicariously through these celebrities, man, where you feel like, you know, they should be untouchable. They should be exempt from, you know, regular scrutiny, everyday average scrutiny. And I'm telling you right now, this is the reason why they feel untouchable, above the law, why they can come and violate your children. They can do X, Y, and Z. That's pretty dark, man. I think it's too many, to be honest with you. It's way too many children, or too many men with these allegations just jumping out all over the place, or whatever case may be. It's too many. It's too many. Like, and I think, to be honest with you, you know, if you are a content creator, you know, that's definitely a message that should be getting promoted. It's too many. You know, it's too many. You know, and once we start promoting a zero tolerance for these type of actions, then I think people will start taking, you know, notice of any community that say we have a zero tolerance for this type of behavior. But I see people and they're champion for Brother Polight. Like, Brother Polight, we still believe in you. R. Kelly, free R. Kelly. And I'm like, free him to do what? Free him to do what? Because when he was in those mansions with those young girls, the studios with those young girls, the hotels with those young girls, the house or wherever he was at with those young girls, you know what he wasn't thinking about? His freedom. He wasn't thinking about his freedom then. He wasn't thinking about, hey, I'm a grown man in here with little girls. I'm partying with little girls. Hey, you gonna do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it. He wasn't thinking about freedom then, but you want to free him. And my question to the R. Kelly followers, free him to do what? Free him to do what? Is that not a fair question? Is that not a fair question? Free him to do what? Brother Polight should be allowed to go write some more books and have access to children. Bro, let me tell you something. If you are found guilty of messing with underage children, you are a pedophile. You should not be near any children. You should not be able to, whatever it is that you had going on, bro, you better start from scratch. You better start from scratch, homie. Y'all trying to free a man. Think about all the people, oh my God. Think about all the people that's in jail and they innocent. They ain't touched no kids. Think about what I'm saying. Think about all the people that's in jail that's innocent, that didn't touch no kids. Nobody is leading the rally to get them out. There are some organizations that is trying to do it. What I'm saying is, why is it not bigger than R. Kelly? Because you can't tell me all those girls are lying. You see what I'm saying? And we would rather put our attention on R. Kelly to free him than to put our attention on somebody that got snatched up because they was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Crazy. The energy behind things is crazy. I mean, you guys, you know, have the right to judge things how you want to judge it, to look at situations how you want to look at it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. We have to stop making excuses for people that violate our children. You know what I'm saying? We want to release them back to our community to do what? Are we that starstruck? Are we that starstruck that we, oh my God, we just really need you to be in our community. We really need you to be free. Free to do what? Exactly. We so excited about R. Kelly. I'm just like, bruh, no disrespect, but I don't care. I don't care if my kids ever hear any of R. Kelly songs, especially if it's found to be true. And I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas. Y'all should be worried, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you think about all the people that has gotten caught, think about how many people that have not gotten caught yet, that are still in the music industry, that still have access to your sons and daughters. And the thing about it is, come on, look at what Ron Savage and Hassan Campbell did so that way they could just be down. None of them got famous. None of them got famous. Think about what they did just to be down, just to hang with the homies. None of them got famous. He gave Hassan Campbell a blow pop, gave Ron Savage a fruit cup, and they did whatever it is that African Bambaataa said do. Allegedly. I'm just saying, man, we have to take a stand. And if we don't take a stand, I'm telling you right now, our kids are going to continue to be under fire. Our kids is going to continue to be violated. And the fact of the matter is, they're looking at this generation like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Y'all gonna speak up? Y'all gonna hold these people accountable? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if it comes out that in this trial, that R. Kelly is guilty of violating little girls, violating little boys, sex trafficking, kidnapping, whatever the case may be, if it comes out then, I want to see what his supporters say. Because I'm hearing what they're saying now. But I want to see what the supporters say. I want to see what they say. Ladies and gentlemen, one child is too much. Let me say this again for the slow people. One child being violated is too much. How many young girls have come out against R. Kelly? Don't worry, I'll wait. One child. You making excuses. Oh, the rest, everybody lying. Everybody lying? Everybody lying? And what type of man would put himself in a position to have all these young girls around him? Think. What type of man would put himself in a position to have all of these young girls around him? Think. Y'all losing me. We be cheering and applauding and appreciating the wrong thing. I don't give a damn how many songs he got. I don't care what he was doing for the community. I don't care what his resume is. I care about getting justice for the victims. And you know what's so funny? Getting justice for the victims don't seem important to a lot of you all. Just don't. Getting justice for the victim for some reason is null and void. Don't matter. Don't count. Free Kales. I'm just waiting for somebody to answer my question. Free him to do what? Leave Brother Polite alone. Okay. Tell Brother Polite to explain why there was semen found on a 14-year-old girl, allegedly. Why was he in a hotel with that 14-year-old girl, with his girlfriend's daughter, without permission, allegedly? We'll leave him alone. We'll leave him alone. But to be honest with you, when you decide to speak to the people, it's only right that the people speak back. Now see, Tasha K is going at Sonetta. To me, Sonetta is null and void. He's not a factor. Okay, I want to talk to the people that's actually doing the deed. Now, my thing about it is, if you at any point in time, and I'm telling you right now, we say aiding and abetting. If you are aiding and abetting people that you know that are violating children, causing any harm, physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, causing any harm to children, and you turn the other cheek, you should be prosecuted as well. You should be prosecuted as well. Okay? You shouldn't have a platform. Okay, you shouldn't be around children. All of y'all can go get locked up together and touch each other, violate yourselves. I don't care when you getting out. I ain't gonna be at your parole hearing. I ain't gonna send you no money. I ain't gonna talk about you. I'm gonna be done with you. For some reason, we are cheering and applauding people that are violating our children and talking. You got Brother Polite talking about, I ain't lose no friend. So what you say? Ain't nobody looking at me sideways because they know my word is my bond. Bruh, are you serious? What type of friends you got? Unless all of them doing the same thing you doing. Uh-oh. Hollywood is getting crazy. Because we already got Will. Can I talk about Will and Jada? Can I talk about Will and Jada? Like how both of your children end up gay. How both of your kids end up gay. What the hell were they exposed to? What the hell was happening in Hollywood? What's the odds of both of your children ending up gay? What are y'all doing? What have y'all allowed to happen? We don't want to talk about it? Too much? Too much too soon. Too much too soon. If you're guilty, then you're guilty. Off with your head. Zero tolerance. However, if you are lying about being a victim, which is the caveat to this situation right here, the same pressure applies. We know that there are people out there that have become professional victims. God, I'm about to piss somebody off. Professional victims. You have pulled on people's heartstrings for quite some time, told your story of how you was this and how this happened and this and this and this and this, but you knew for a fact that you wasn't no victim. But you played on our heartstrings. You was like, oh, well, if I just say this right here, this will get me, you know, in the places that I want to get. Because before, nobody was worried about you. But before, nobody cared about you. You was like, how can I get me some attention? Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. How can I get into that circle over there? How can I get into that circle of women? How can I make them notice me? Well, I'll do something that will put me in a position where people will feel sorry for me if I say this. I was a victim. Whoa, what? Wait a minute. We got to save her. We got to help her. What type of products, what type of services do we have? What can we give her? What can we do for her? See, when a person emailed me and they were saying, well, what if Brother Polite and R. Kelly and all these other people, what if they're innocent? The person is lying. Well, here's the thing. We applying the same pressure. Did you slip and bump your motherfucking head? Zero tolerance. Act as an adult. Be an adult. Have a character of an adult, but be positive. Have some integrity. The fact of the matter is, any violation, you solely lying on someone saying they did something, oh, they violated me. Because you know, 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to ask you about details unless you're in law enforcement, unless you're in court. You can lie to people at your job. You can lie to people at your work, right? You can lie to people at the church or in the community. You can lie your way to the top. You can lie to your way to the top. That's why I'm saying, hey, fellas, hey, ladies, before you support somebody talking about, oh, well, I'm a victim, make sure that they have integrity. Make sure that their conduct supports their story or their narrative. Don't find out, oh, well, after you didn't ran off and jumped out the window for somebody to save them and help them. Oh, they lied about it. Oh, they was mad at that person. Oh, okay. But now you done went above and beyond and done some crazy shit. Come on, man. How many times you done got a call, fellas or ladies? Oh, he over here doing X, Y, and Z and yada, yada, yada. And you get over there and you find out that the person who made the call is the actual aggressor. I'm just saying, you find out the person who actually made the call is the actual aggressor, the actual one putting the hands and paws on the other person. But you coming over there trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Oh my God. Huh? Hey, I'm over here for her honor. You don't be putting your hands on a woman. Then you find out the woman was putting her hands on them. But they playing victim. Come on now. Come on. I've personally seen this thing on my eye. Jesus Christ, y'all gotta tell me things. I've personally seen police arrive to a location and immediately treat the guy as if something was wrong with him. And the woman was the aggressor. Well, I had to intervene, like, oh, y'all, whoa. She hitting him. She smacking him around. And the only reason she stopped because she heard y'all coming. Dog, it's about a balanced opinion. There's a lot of police officers out there, they losing their damn mind because it's like, you never really had power before, but because you got a badge and a gun, you want to exercise the right now. And I'm telling you right now, you have to be open-minded. You have to be balanced. You have to use a sense of discernment and say, well, let me look at the picture. If the people that are blaming these men for these crazy actions, right, these despicable actions are lying, then off with their head. There's a zero tolerance. We're not going to say, oh, they were young, that's why they did it. They were under the influence, that's why they did it. No, off with their head. It's a zero tolerance. I don't know why you would think that I would say, let me make an excuse for this person lying on these celebrities or lying on these activists or whatever. No, it's the same shit. We keeping the same energy. The same energy, nothing's changing. But what I'm not going to do is validate a man's action based on his resume. I'm gonna validate your actions based on what you do. Your character showcases. You can sing well, good for you. You know 7 languages. Oh shit, you on something. You done gave seminars, you've been an activist, you done fought against the white man. Good for you. But you, for some reason, keep on getting wrapped up with these young kids in a sexual, inappropriate manner. And you want me, for some reason, to turn the blind eye and let you do what you need to do. Sinetta, that's what you did. That's what you did, Sinetta. That's what you did, Sinetta. Because you said you knew something. Come on now, let me talk to you. Let me show you what Tasha K should have did. If you knew something and you let it go on, then you are a part of the problem. If you know something and you know it violates children, that children are a part of the scenario, then you are a part of the problem. Don't say peace, my brother. We ain't brothers. Don't say peace, my sister. That ain't your sister. Because what you did was you put us in a position where now we don't know what Brother Polite doing. So now we thinking that this man, oh well, he's impactful. He's trying to empower the community. I'm gonna let my daughter go to a hotel with him because guess what? Brother Polite a good man. And you sitting back on your goddamn platform talking about empowering the black people? Bruh, I don't know what's wrong with I don't know what's wrong with these men. I personally, when you sit back and you listen, I don't know what's wrong with you. I listened to B. Stinger, Ron Savage talk and tell his story. Come to find out he done ran for public office. He rapping, doing TikTok videos. And I'm like, you doing all of that, but you didn't bring this man to justice? You going down to the hood and you talking to kids? Are you talking to kids or allegedly recruiting kids? I don't trust none of y'all. Are you talking to kids or are you recruiting kids? I'm just saying, because if you wasn't man enough to seek justice, because he allegedly violated you, right? Multiple times. Let me tell you something, man. This is what's crazy. This is what's crazy. I think when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I kind of knew like wrong from right. Like I could hold a legitimate conversation. I know that this is wrong. I know that this is right. I know that this is males. I know that this is females. I know certain shit. That's one thing to be violated and you don't know better. But it's another thing to be violated and you continuously go back because you're saying, in order to be down with somebody, I must be violated. As a teenager. That's suspect to me. Ladies and gentlemen, think about your children wanting to be down so bad to the point where they are letting someone touch them and violate them, and then come back home inside your home and look at you and say, Mom, Dad, everything's okay. Either too afraid, or too ashamed, or just don't care enough to say something's wrong. I need help. Mayday. Kid down. Somebody's touching me, Mom. Somebody's violating me, Dad. Can you help me? Dad in the club. Dad got holes all galore. Mom having sex with somebody at work. Mom busy. She going to the gym and then she gonna meet whoever she dating. Mom on Instagram, Dad on TikTok. They ain't got time for their kids. Kids watching BET, VH1, Love and Hip Hop. Kids learning how to be a savage, how to be a bad bitch, how to be a boss. You ask somebody their name, they give you their nickname. What's your real name? Oh yeah. Real name don't count. This what you came up with. Bee stinger. Why you didn't sting some of that justice? Why you didn't fly around some of that justice? Interview after interview after interview. Interview after interview after interview, talking about a man that for some reason you didn't feel the need to bring the justice so that way he wouldn't have time to violate nobody else. You left those kids to slaughter. You left those kids to slaughter. You going to talk to them? What you do? You going to check to make sure there's more kids left? What are you doing? What are you doing? Grown ass men. What are you rapping about, B Stinger? Ron Savage? What are you rapping about? What is Hassan Campbell doing? Oh, well, my mission statement is to save the kids from pedophiles. That's my job. That's what I'm here for. Matter of fact, when y'all give me y'all donations, I'm going to go do this for the youth. I'm going to go do this. This dude is brought cars, chains, goldfishes, motorcycles, new coats, and y'all sit back and be like, Hassan Campbell, a real dude. He really fooling y'all. He really scamming y'all. And we're too scared to speak up. Somebody said, no, I never said that, Hassan Campbell should be canceled. Bruh, what is Hassan Campbell's purpose? I know what he said, but what has he done? Let me let that breathe for a second. For some reason, we are afraid to attack the root of the problem. We're talking about everything that don't matter. Grown-ass men going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth online, talking about a bunch of nothing. Jokes about mamas and daddies and grandmas and this and that. And it's like, bro, is this going to save the kids? Is this going to really build our communities? Hell no. And we sit back and we say, this is some real life entertainment. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. And your kids look at you like, oh, they must be watching YouTube. Keep thinking entertainment is more important than talking about the real issues, the tough issues. If I was you all, even though anybody can start a platform on YouTube or any social media outlet, my thing about it is When do you hold those people responsible? I've never seen so many irresponsible people talking about a bunch of nothing. Instead of doing motherfucking reactions to everything Kwame Brown says, Kwame Brown takes a shit. This is my reaction to Kwame Brown taking a shit. I've never seen so many grown men doing all these reactions. And I'm like, what do you think, grown man? What's happening in your life? What's a real issue that's happening in your life, grown man, adult man? Is there any real issues that we could be talking about? Because we always talking about there's no fathers in the home. So is there any examples, any lifelong lessons that you to learn? Here, let's check this shit. You got street smarts, higher education, some type of degree, or maybe some type of certification, right? Certificate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Common sense, right? Life experience. You got all these things you can worry about, but you focus on one motherfucker talking about, this is my reaction, y'all. Well, did you get the reaction that you wanted? Good for you. But at some point in time, it's going to come to a point where somebody's going to ask, what real conversation have you ever had? What are you actually doing for your community? What are you actually doing for yourself? Are you teaching these kids about credit? Are you teaching them how to level up? Are you teaching these young boys how to be men? Are you setting the example for these young women? The thought process is everybody is spending for themselves. And that's exactly what we're leaving these kids to do. Fend for yourself against these child molesters. Fend for yourselves. You figure it out. Hey, listen, I went through some shit as a kid. You can go through some shit as a kid. So what? These people are inviting your children. These celebrities are inviting your children to orgies. Getting turned out. 11-year-old girl, I'm gay, I'm bisexual, mom. When did you have your first kiss? When did you have your first, you gay? You bisexual? And y'all doing a motherfucking Kwame Brown reaction? There's so many other things to talk about. You know what's so funny though? You know who not doing reactions to Kwame Brown on a daily basis? White people, Hispanic people, Oriental people, just black people. Let that shit sink in. Now, no shade to Kwame, no shade to Kwame, and I think he can agree. I think he will agree. There are too many other, if you're talking about coding and trades, my thought process is, when do we bring that into the conversation? When do we say, okay, well, hey, this is a school that's being started for X, Y, and Z. Hey, let's start a fundraiser so that way we can actually start, you know what I'm saying, doing those things. There's nothing about action and all about bullshit. No shade. No action, just bullshit. And then you wonder why Cynthia G and Tanya TKO always got all this ammunition. 50 men doing reactions to what Kwame Brown is saying. Grown men, every day, all day, reaction. When do you get proactive? When do we start hearing from you? Who are you? What's your name? What's your thought process? What do you have going on that's affecting the community, that's building the community, that's protecting the community? I ain't saying that you got to be an activist. I ain't saying that you got to lead every damn rally against the police. I ain't saying that. I'm saying, when do you get to have the tough conversation? I don't care if you red pill, blue pill, pink pill, black pill, white pill, whatever it is, woman, manosphere, bro, at some point in time, you got to say, we got to do more than goddamn reactions to what Kevin Samuel's saying, reactions to what Kwame Brown's saying. What are you saying? What are you saying? What do you want to happen? What do you feel that's important? Let's stop the gimmicks. Let's stop the games and the nonsense. If we're going to have a conversation, let's have a conversation that results in solutions and actions. Not name calling. I don't know you personally. You don't know me personally. We shouldn't be talking about each other's family, because any real man going to say, bro, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not gonna sit on this month and go back and forth with you. I'm gonna pull up on you, and if you talk that shit, it's gonna be a problem. All right, now I don't know about y'all, but in Texas, everybody got the right to carry guns now. I'm just being real. So if you wanna, oh, I got a gun, okay, well, everybody got a gun. Everybody got a gun. So that ain't gonna work. The fact of the matter is, when you're on social media and you get lost in the back and forth and the nonsense or whatever case to be, you're taking time away from something that you could be doing productive. Now I get it. Some people are making a lot of money off of the nonsense, off of the stuff that they're calling entertainment. But at the end of the day, bro, like, at what point in time do you mature past that? At what point in time do you say that's not a conversation for me? Like I'm grown for real without saying I'm grown. My actions predicate me to be grown. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to name call you. If I got to name call you, you know what I'm saying? It's just too childish. Whoever your favorite content creator, you tell them Tough Love said what's up. This is Mario J. Tough Love. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.